welcome to the Spindle Saga podcast. I'm Jessica, also known as Jessie Noreen. This is episode 8, and this is a spinning and knitting podcast. Today is Friday, May the 8th, I believe. Yes, it's May the 8th, and welcome. So, normally I have a co-host, her name is Amanda, and she is visiting her mom for Mother's Day, so she couldn't be here. But it'd been a while since we podcasted, so I felt like we needed to do a new one. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little funky. I've been a little under the weather, and I'm in a new place. We moved some furniture around, so I'm in the game room. That's where I am. I should know. I live here. So I want to wish all of the mothers a happy Mother's Day. So awesome. I have one. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. And then I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So this month is this is like the month that started all of the knit-alongs. It really has. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the KALs that I'm going to do or that I know of. Towards the end, more or less, of the podcast. But I'm super excited. So as far as whips, I'm doing the unofficial Dark Side of the Moon knit along in the Mustache Yarn group. And I'm going to show you. I finally got through a repeat of the stripes. And it is awesome. I love it. Okay. So I'm using Dark Side of the Moon, the extended play version from Mustache Yarn. And I also used oh my gosh, I just dropped the needle. I'll get it. I also used Margarita, which is another solid colorway she sells, for the cuff. So here it is. And I have like a million markers because I was trying to be able to knit without looking at it. Although I'm probably going to change these markers because they're kind of driving me crazy. But I did a 1x1 rib at the top, and now I'm doing a 5x1 rib for the whole sock. And I've never done an entire ribbed sock that lasted very long. I have a whip that's, been a whip, and it's probably going to stay a whip for a while. But, so I finally got through the whole rainbow, so there's my needle. But it's the stacked rainbow. They're real little. One thing I want to do, because I want to do, Stacy is doing a summer tour for yarn, and it's like a club kind of. So like if you buy a subscription, you get like a month's worth of yarn. So you get a skein, and she's doing one in May, and she's doing one I believe in July, and then she's doing another one in September. And you can find all of that at mustacheshop.com. So don't just quote me on that. I mean, go check. Yeah. But the first one is Dark Side again. And I really would like another skein of this because I want to make the Frankenfinger mitts. And the strand of each color, it's pretty good size. So, if you did, it's really long. So, and that's the purple. So, I think it would be cool to do Frankenfinger mitts. And then after you go up, when you do each of the fingers, do them in each of the colors of the rainbow. I just think that'd be awesome. So I'm totally doing that in this summer, or maybe in September because of all the other million KALs I'm doing. So that is my first whip, and I did not plan this, but this is a DPN needle case that I got this week. I love it. It is from Magpie Wishes, who is sort of local to me. I'm not that super local. She's in Oklahoma. She's up in Tulsa or Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And I live on the Oklahoma-Texas border. So I thought it was cool that I was buying something from somebody close to home. Okay, so I should probably put my other needle back in here. But it's a space-themed one, and I didn't even plan to get a space-themed one for these, but I got a second set of DPNs, so I needed another DPN case. And it is in my project bag I got at DFW Fiberfest from the Suburban Stitcher. Here, I'll show it to you guys. It's got the little birds. Love it. And it's got her cool tape measure string, which I've heard is really accurate. I've never actually used it, but I just think it's cute. Okay, so in prep for all my knit-alongs, I'm in the Harry Potter group and I proposed an owl, so I'm doing the Hatch and Egg Owl for the Care of Magical Creatures class, and my owl, which is like a ordinary wizarding, I know the L stands for something, I don't know what it is. Anyways, so I'm doing 2 different shawls for it. The first of which is the clincher. Yeah, clincher. And I have the pattern, I think, in here so I can tell you who it's by. Sorry for the crinkling. It is, hold on. It is by Ash Kearns, A-S-H, Kearns, K-E-A-R-N-S. And it is a bandana type shawl. I print things in black and white, so you may not really be able to tell, but that is what it looks like. And it is basically, it starts off, because I'll show you. Here's mine. It starts off really skinny, because you start with like 4 stitches or 3 stitches or something. And it just grows outward. And so at the end, when I have this big, long piece, you use as much yarn as you want, basically, as long as you have a multiple of some number. I'll have to read it and check. Then you do this cool edge in a different color. And so this is out of some hand spun. I don't know. I don't think I showed it last time. I think the only FOs I've had are hand spun. And this is one of them. I did the, it is a combination of 2 by hand colorways in Super Rush Merino. It is Wapa, which I think is supposed to sound like a whiplash sound. It's W-A-H-P-A-H. And then the other one was Janice. I only spent 2 ounces of each color. So I still have 2 ounces of each left. But I did a 2-ply, so that's what I'm making this out of. And I pretty much intend to use as much of this hand spun as utterly possible. Just because it's hand spun, like, might as well. And then my contrasting color for the I-cord is this. It's some fishnets that I traded someone in the mustache yarn group for. I traded her some mustache for a little bit of, I think you use around 50 yards of the contrast color. So I should have like 100 in this, so I should have plenty. But I thought the red went really well. But it's fishnets. She actually sent me the tag. It's fishnets 80% Super Rush Merino nylon. And it is, I can tell you the colorway. So I can't remember her name now, who I traded. But thank you. This totally worked out that I did that because I needed a contrast color and I didn't need very much of it. Kind of silly to buy a whole skein for that. Okay, it is Canadian Red. That is the color. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. I've had a cold or an allergies combination. It happened right when the weather changed, so I'm really thinking it's allergies. Okay, so, oh, and that is in my Bling Your String bag, which I got in the Bling Your String Club. I keep dropping things. I'm so sorry. What is wrong with me? Okay, so this is, it's like little molecules. It's like adorable because I am in organic chemistry and stuff, so love it. And it's got polka dots on the inside. Put all of those over there. Okay, so like I said, I'm like having cast on itis this month. The socks are my class for the Harry Potter group, so I have to finish those this month, so I have my class. You have to do, the minimum commitment requirement is a class, but you must do a class. So if you do any of the other activities they have Quidditch, they have owls, they have Order of the Phoenix missions, all that stuff. All of that is in addition to a class. You can't like do a mission instead of a class, if that makes sense. So I have to finish a thing this month. Okay, so I decided to do the Shawlicious KAL in the Leets Knits group, which is which is a group for fans of patterns by Justina Lorkowska. And I'm doing the mascot. So here it is. I saw the Plucky Knitter had done one, and like a month ago, maybe a month, maybe not. And it was just beautiful. She used a couple of different bases in it. She used, I think, her 100% cashmere base and another fun fingering weight. Well, the cashmere base isn't fingering, it's sport weight, but she used it and a fingering weight to do the main colors. And then she used all different colors for the little pops in it. And so I'm totally doing that. I'm not using cashmere though. I don't have any, and it's really hot here, so I don't need it. But here's the body picture. Hold on, I don't want to give any of the secret sauce away, but here's the shawl. And so each of those darker spots that you can see those stripes, those are where I'm using different colors. I took a picture and uploaded it to Instagram of all my yarn that I'm thinking of using. There's 2 colors. I think I'm just gonna use, I'm waffling between the 2, and then I'm gonna throw in a different brighter color to kind of jazz it up a bit. But hold on, it's not part of this. So I am using Oxford. I've wanted to knit with this base since I got it, and I've had it forever, so I took the plunge. I'm using Plucky Oxford in the Silver Linings colorway, and I'm using Wintry Mix in Plucky Feet, which I've had caked forever. I still can't remember why I caked. Oh, I caked it to make On the Dot, and it didn't contrast at all well with the grays I was using. So these are working wonderful together to do the stripes. So there we go. If you can see, I have to get to, I think 10 of each. I have to get through like 20 stripes of one of the colors before I get to put in a color, and I'm almost there. I'm so excited. And then this is going to be the first wedge. And this is Plucky Knitter Primo Sport. It kind of matches the couch I'm sitting on. In the Good Old Days colorway. And then my next color, I only caked that one because this one was already in a ball and I didn't want to cake 1,000 skeins of yarn. So I caked this one, and then the others were caked for me. So this is Miss Manners. This is just a little ball. I had a Frogger project to get this, but I was not ever going to finish the project that it was being knit into, so I needed a good pop of pink. So this will be the second one. And then I'm pretty sure I'm going to use Sounds Like a Carnival, which is a really bright blue. I should have just brought it in here. I don't know why I didn't. I'm going to use Sounds Like a Carnival and Lollipop Guild. And then the border at the very end, I'm going to do in a brown, which is called Gizmo. And that's a new colorway from her if you've never knit with it. I love that color though. It is a good brown. It really is. But the last color before the brown, I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I was thinking, because this is kind of an olivey green, I was thinking maybe like a really punchy green. So I may try to get some scraps from somebody, or I don't know. I have a green I might use. We'll see. And then this is all, when I frogged the project with the pink, I got a bag back, which was part of, I frogged it because I really needed this bag. I'm using, it was a Christmas present a couple years ago from my mom, and it is by, I want to say A Needle Runs Through It. Well, let me see if there's a, yeah, it's by A Needle Runs Through It on Etsy. And it was so funny when I got this bag because I love llamas and alpacas, and someday I want to own them. And I saw this fabric and was just ecstatic about it, and I found this bag and I was telling my mom, oh my gosh, I love this bag, it would make a great Christmas present. And then like a couple weeks after I told her, because my birthday is in November, it's November 15th, and so my birthday comes right before Black Friday, and then you get into December and Christmas and everything. And so basically I come up with like a couple of things that I would like in November, and then, you know, people can do whatever if they want to get me something. And when I got to sometime in December, you know, I didn't get it for my birthday, so I was like, you know, I really want that bag, I'm just gonna go buy it. And it wasn't available. I was so sad. And I was like, oh, Mom, someone bought that bag. And she was like, well, maybe they'll make another one. And then I got it for Christmas. It was very funny. So yeah, hold out. Yeah, we kind of have a rule now that every family really needs, that you're not supposed to buy anything after you get off your list if you give people a list, because they might get it for you. Okay, so the only other, oh wait, no, I have another work in progress that I'm knitting. I'm still working on the brick list, but I have not worked on it, so there's really no point in showing you. But I am working on my polka dot Afro circus socks. So here's the first one. I love it. I'm waiting now to finish the sock until after May 22nd for Stash Dash, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But here is my sock. I'm on the heel. I haven't had time to sit and actually knit the heel, so it's been waiting for a heel for like over a week. So I need to do that maybe tomorrow. I've had a lot of exams. This week is really like exam week for me, even though finals week is next week. If you're a science person or in a science class, basically your finals week starts the week before and it goes until the first couple of days of actual finals week, because you have lab finals and or your last lecture exam, which I had both. So I took a physics lab exam, an organic lab exam, and an organic unit test. And I finished my master's degree, and I still have the final for my master's to take, which I'll be taking either today or tomorrow. It's online, so I can decide. Basically, we've been having some horrible weather here. We've had the worst like thunderstorms last 2 days, so I wasn't gonna take it because I was afraid the power would. I mean, I take it on a laptop, but you never know if your internet's gonna die in that situation. So I've been waiting for it to be calm to take my exam, because I don't want a 0 because my power went out. So anyways, so I've had exams, and I will hopefully finish by Wednesday. Is the last day to take my organic final is Wednesday morning. So I'll probably take that one either Wednesday or Tuesday. We're gonna see. I have a lot of studying ahead of me, which is part of why I think I had castonitis, because I was procrastinating. Anyway, so I've been spinning. Enough about my school. And I'll explain my school. Okay, hold on. So I know I said I'm in physics and organic, and I finished a master's. I did all of those things. I was getting a master's online, and I only had a couple of classes to deal with this year, and because I took a lot in the summer. And so I really want to be an occupational or a physical therapist. And in order to do that, I needed some science classes that I didn't have, and I needed to improve my science grades. And so I've been doing that and finishing my child development master's, because I did not get into school a couple years ago when I applied. So I got into this, thought, I can hopefully get a job with this and, see if this is really something I'm interested in. It really is. So this year I'm going to spend just working. I have another class I have to take this summer, and apply this year, and then hopefully I'll go to more school. Hopefully this time I'm gonna get a doctorate, but we'll see. Anyway, so back to spinning and knitting. So I am spinning a combo spin from 2 by hand, and it is a lace weight combo spin. So I think I'm only gonna do 4 ounces, and then I'm gonna do the rest as like a worsted weight, because this is never gonna get done. Okay, so this is, okay, you cannot see that. Like, why am I showing you that? I'll just show you the bobbin. Okay, so this is a combination on fin. Both braids are on fin, and I'll show you the braids. They are a one-of-a-kind braid that I picked. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay, I picked these up at DFW Fiber Fest and bought them with the intention of applying them together. I got this. This is a one-of-a-kind braid. I have not started spinning this one yet. It's blue and purple and pink, and beautiful. And then the other one is, hold on. Goodness, sorry. This is the reflex. There is another word in front of it, but I will not be saying it on the podcast. If you want to find out what it is, you could go read my Ravelry page. But this is what's left of what I have to spend on a bobbin, and it's taking me forever. Here's the rest of it though. You can see it's like yellow, green, pink, orange. It's from 2 of by Hand, and they have this colorway in their shop if you want some on organic merino. It is amazing. This is Spin, but they have it on organic merino. I almost bought both braids because the colors turn out so well. Okay, I believe that is all of the knitting and spinning whips because I have no FOs except that yarn that I'm already knitting. Here. I'm gonna grab my tea. It is in this cute little mug that I just got. I have a dog and I absolutely adore him. In case you can't see what it says. It says, "Love is wet noses, slappy kisses, and a wagging tail." And there is a dog on it. And my dog does not have a tail because he's an Australian Shepherd and they dock their tails when they're born usually. But still, it applies. It's adorable. Okay. So KAL, this is like the knit along city or whatever for the summer. So I'm doing, so the 2 by Hand group does a quarterly challenge every 3 months. And any sort of spin, they give you like themes, but any sort of spin or FO will count. Whips always count. So if you have some 2 by Hand whips, you know, go for it, cast them on. Or finish them. If they're whips, you already cast them on. Anyways. So this month, or this quarter challenge, our challenge was lace weight, combinations, television themed colorways, and Cold Dead Hands fiber. And if you spin, like I'm spinning the Reflex, which is a Big Bang Theory colorway, and I'm doing it in a combo, and it's lace weight, and it's definitely a Cold Dead Hands fiber, you get a point for like all 4 of those. And so that's kind of cool. Let me think. I'm also gonna do any type of FO out of their stuff, regardless if it fits the other things I believe will count. So like I am spinning, I'm knitting that combination, that'll count. But I have another braid that I'm gonna finish. I sort of finished it, but it isn't really finished. So it's gonna get some love because I wanna knit this. Goodness, my sore throat. So this is called arsenic sauce. And this is applied yarn. And I entered it in one of their things, so I will not be entering it again when I fix it. But I severely underapplied this yarn. Like, it is terrible. So I'm going to reapply it. I'm going to cake it up and apply it, but I'm waiting for the Knit Girls Stash Dash to start to do that. I could at least cake the thing. But it is so pretty, and I want to knit another clincher out of it. This yarn is a little thicker. It's about sport weight probably. So what I'm going to do is I have a skein of Plucky Sport Weight that's in the Before You Go Go colorway. That's like a really good pink. And I'm going to use that for the I-cord, I think. If it ends up not being that thick, then I'm going to use Material Girl, which is a pink by the Mustache yarn. I have 2 different pinks in my head that I'm going to see which one works best. So that's for the quarter challenge in 2 by Hand. This summer, starting June 1st, is the Around Your Neck KAL that the Mustache podcast and the Suburban Stitcher podcast are doing. There is a thread and stuff about it in the Suburban Stitcher group on Ravelry, and it lists like all the rules and stuff. But she has a list of vendors, and if you use their bags or stitch markers or yarn, you get a point to put with your tally, I guess. And every 250 yards that you knit, you get a point. I believe it's 250. I should have checked that. And I don't have an electronic device near me to check it on. So I believe it's 250. So if you knit something that's like 500 yards, as long as it goes around your neck, as long as you knit at least 1 stitch of it after or starting June 1st, it'll count. that's pretty much all the rules I think there are. If you use mustache yarn or a suburban stitcher bag, you have to have photographic proof that you use the bag. But if you do that, then I think you get like extra points or something. I don't remember how that works. You might get like 2 points for that because they're the ones hosting it. But they're doing that. So I'm like all out, ready to go. So my clincher, like no shawls that I'm casting on are getting finished until June 1st. There's no way I could finish the mascot in a month anyways. If by some miracle I did, I really would save it. I would really submit it for Harry Potter because I get a crap load of bonus points. But I'm in the Harry Potter group. That's one of the knit along type things I'm doing. I've got the owl and I'm doing a mission. So for my mission, I didn't bring the yarn. What's wrong with me? I propose knitting a shawl that takes for a minimum of 400 yards of fingering weight yarn in a bright color or colors. And so I'm gonna use some of Stacy from Mustache. Can you tell where I buy stuff? Hold on. I basically knit like 2 of my hand Mustache and Plucky. That's all you need. I'm sorry, if you love other people, I'm sure they're fantastic. Okay. Sorry, I really thought I could podcast for an extended period of time. Okay, so I'm gonna do the clincher and the mascot, and I'm knitting a begonia as the other shawl in my owl, and I'm doing it on, get this, 2 of my hand. I know, right? Surprising. In the Age of Aquarius colorway, and it is on their sparkle base, and it is amazing. I knit a shawl last year on this base. I wear it a lot. It is the TGB, and it's amazing. I love it. It holds up really nice. It looks cute. People compliment me. It's great all around. So I'm doing the begonia. It's a shawl by Seam & West. I do not have it printed out to show you, but it's cool. It's a triangular shape, but it's got some extra edges in there. So it's a bunch of triangles, kind of. I think. At least that's what it looks like when he wears it in his picture. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cast that on May 10th for the Prairie Girls Mother's Day cast on. I'm not a mom. No, I'm not a mom yet, and I'm not even married. So anyways, but if you want to participate in their knit along, you do not have to be a mom to cast on. But the idea is to cast on something for you and not something you're gonna give away. In truth, none of the shawls I'm currently making or socks are getting given away, but I'm gonna cast that on May 10th. I don't know when it ends. I don't think it really ends. I think that's kind of what when I read it last night. So I'm doing that. It's if I could speak, it is an audio podcast, and they have a Ravelry group, and there's all the rules listed in there. Then what I'm gonna do is on June 1st, the KAL starts in the Actually Knitting podcast group. I know, right? I'm crazy. I have it like all written out in a Word document so I can keep it all straight. I'm gonna do, where is it? I'm gonna knit, I believe I decided to knit Nature's Lace by Susan Ashcroft, and I've always wanted to knit out of lace weight. I've never done it. And so I'm gonna knit with this skein of Plucky lace. It's 750 yards. It is merino, silk, and camel. And I have a friend that might like this shawl. And so after I'm done with it, I might end up giving it to her. We'll see. Because this color, I really want to knit with it, but I really don't know if I would wear a shawl made out of this color. But it is so fun. Like, oh my gosh. So this is Miss Manners. It's the same color I'm throwing in the mascot. See, I'll use it, but it like needs a gray with it or something. But I'm knitting with this. It has to be knit with. It's amazing. It's been like burning a hole in my closet of yarn. So I'm excited about this. Oh, I love it. And it's 750 yards. And the way her patterns work is like you knit until you run out. So provided I knit, you know, all of it, I would get, you know, 3 points. Okay. But for the around your neck KAL, it's going to count for lots of KALs. So I'm also going to throw this in for the PAL KAL, which is you have to knit something or make something, I guess. You started on June 1st. I had the date that it ended written down, but I couldn't tell you when it ended because I'm cool like that and forget things. But whenever it ends, okay, hold on. My computer is right here. I can just look it up for you because I'm cool like that. Because I don't want to give people faulty info. Hold on. I was writing some chemistry papers last night, so I had to close those up. KAL craziness. Here we go. Okay, so this, did I write it on here? KAL ribs to go. Yeah, I just wrote down that it starts. Oh, that's what I'm doing for the KAL. I got them backwards. I cannot start my ribs to go out of, I feel like I stopped halfway on that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry everyone. I'm like all over the place. So I am casting this on. It's gonna get knit. I may cast it on June 1st too, who knows. But you have to use something affiliated with a podcast. So either like I could use Mustache Yarn for Mustache podcast. So I'm starting I cannot start my mission for Harry Potter until the 24th of May. So I'm just gonna wait an extra week and start on June 1st. And I'm using her KS 22 stripe yarn on her perfect sock base to knit it out of. And I've never done that with self-striping, so I'm very excited about it. I'm doing the Ribs to Go pattern by Susan Ashcraft. It's a ribbed boomerang shaped shawl. It's really cool. You should check it out. I saw some out of Handspin and they were gorgeous. So I'm starting that on June 1st. This I am knitting. I probably will just cast it on as well. I intended to, I have 3 different Suburban Stitcher bags and well, in this colorway just makes me think of the Suburban Stitcher Diane because she loves pink too. But I have a really cute bag from her that's like pink in Paris and stuff, so I'll probably use that bag so it can count for the KAL. So I'll be supporting Diane and Stacy because they're awesome. Hashtag trusty sidekick. I think I'm gonna make that a thing because they did a podcast together and it is awesome. I think they should just do podcasts together because it's fun. But they did a dual podcast about their KAL that they're doing. And our hashtag for the Around Your Neck KAL is hashtag AYNKAL. And I'm the Jessica that they said came up with it. Like, it's a hashtag, it's not that big a deal. But Diane calls me her trusty sidekick, so I started hashtagging things with that. And so I think I may just start doing that hashtag trusty sidekick. I kind of like that, so. Let me see if there's anything else on here. I don't think there is. I believe those are all the KALs. So there's 2 by hand. There's Around Your Neck, Prairie Girls, PAL KAL, the Shawlicious KAL. Oh, and then Stash Dash. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? So Stash Dash begins on May 22nd and it ends on August 14th. And it is hosted by the Knit Girls, Laura and Leslie. And they're doing a new thing this year where you can do a 3K, a 5K, or a 10K. And I am not sure how it's all set up because I've never done it. But essentially, between those dates, your goal is to knit or spin or weave or whatever that many yards of, or meters, I guess, of yarn. So like I figured out what it is in yards. I could tell you. Okay, if you do a 10K, that's 10,900 yards. In my world of typing, it's a lot more than that because I added a 0. Okay, so 10,900 yards is a 10K. So that would make like 5,450 yards a 5K, and I don't know what a 3K is, but whatever. So hopefully y'all can figure that one out. So I want to just see how many I can do. It would be really cool if I could do a 10K. I have enough yarn to do a 10K with. but we'll really see. Spinning does count, and I intend to spin quite a bit this summer, so we'll see how much spinning I really get done. If I finish all of what I have talked to you about wise, I should be able to do the 5K. If I finish a bunch of the whips that I would like to finish, I could get to the 10K. We'll see. We'll really see what happens, how that works. But anyway, so that's going on in the Knit Girls. And also, if like I spin a skein of like 400 yards, so like that's why I'm gonna go replay this. Well, I'm replaying it because it's horrible. Like I could unply it. Like here, I'll show you. Like look at that. Like they're just two threads like next to each other. It's terrible. So so that's why I'm waiting to apply that on the 22nd. So I don't have any finished objects until the 22nd. So I have like the 22nd. What day of the week is that? That's a Friday. I'm working from 3 to 6 that day, and that's it. So like that morning is like ply central for me. I have tons of crap on the bobbins that needs to get plied together. So okay, it's not crap, it's fiber, it's stuff over time. But anyways, so I just need to clear some bobbins off. I think that's pretty much everything. This was a really long podcast. Thank you for bearing with me and my voice. Thank you if you're a new viewer. For coming and checking out the podcast. Usually I do have my friend Amanda with me, but again, she's not here today. And thank you, you know, if you're returning, for coming and watching again. And then the last thing I was going to talk about is the shawl that I'm wearing, because a friend of mine gave it to me. I did a shawl swap last year, and my friend Teresa made me a quick yarn stretcher out of her hand spin. Let me see, I cannot get it in the frame. Here's part of it. It's beautiful, and if you look at it, it's like a 3-ply yarn, and it's the most even spinning ever. And so I wish I could spin like that, but I love it. I made her a TGV out of some 2 by hand, but she did a phenomenal job. I have no idea what kind of fiber it is or anything, but I like wearing it, so you know. Anything else? Some exciting things I'll be posting on Instagram. My Instagram account is Jessie Nareem as well, JESSIENARIM. So you can check that out. I got a shawl bag for the AYN KAL from Diane. It hasn't come in the mail yet. I think it just shipped yesterday. She might not have even shipped it yesterday. It might ship today. But I got her to make me a big bag, because most of her bags are small. They're like sock size bags. I mean, I could probably fit, hers are pretty tall, so I could probably fit a small shawl in them. Like that clincher could probably fit in here, like one skein, but like that mascot, I mean, there's just no way that'll fit. I mean, it barely fits in here, and this is, you know, huge. So so I got that. I'm very excited to get that in the mail. I really do think that's everything. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe, especially if you're in all the floods and stuff in Texas. And have a good rest of your semesters. If you're still in school, I know how insane it is. So anyways, but bye. You have a great day.